How did you get involved? What were the steps to get you into this? What did Stacky do for you?
Yeah, so the steps were, if you know Stacky and you know his personality, he's someone that is bubbly, lively, always makes people feel warm. So he's got a lot of friends in football. Had a phone call from Stacky. Speak to Stacky now and then, but just had a phone call from Stacky out of the blue, and I was like, okay, what's this about? Rang him back. All right, mate, how's it going? Blah, blah. I did my media course with Stacky and all that, thinking, maybe he wants to get back into the media. All right, mate, yeah, I've got this idea for a charity. I want to do this, do that. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll get involved. Like, yeah, what are we doing? Thinking a game, a match, a football match. Not football, no. Not golf, no. Boxing. It's like, all right. And we want you to fight. And I'm like, what? And he goes, yeah, we're going to get 10 former footballers, get them to fight, and then we're going to try and obviously sell out the Grosvenor and get a big crowd to raise some money for these excellent charities. And I was like, okay, and it took me back a bit, but then I was like, so what, yeah. And I said, hang on, I've said yeah, but let me speak to my wife first, because being a combat sport, I need to make sure she's comfortable with it.
Yeah.
And she was like, go for it. So yeah, I think as soon as I could get involved in it, I was buzzing. And then from there, it's just all the focus has been on boxing. It's weird, I'm watching boxing differently now. I'd be that armchair one that's sitting there watching Crawford and Canelo are two of the best. And I'm saying, why did he not just slip and give them, like I know, like the people that watch football at home and telling us that we're doing it wrong. I was like that, but now I just watch it in a totally different light. And again, I've always had respect for boxers, the stuff they put themselves through. I trained with Tommy Coyle back in the day when I was in Hull, and I only did a few bits of training with him. The respect I had for him was a joke. But even more so doing it weeks in, weeks out now is phenomenal. And the level of respect I've got for boxers is literally there. It's unreal.
So how is it putting them football boots to one side, picking up the gloves? Because it's very, very different sports.
Yeah. Listen, I said it on the press conference, I'm a dopey centre-half, so I'm used to being clashing heads and getting... But usually they're not actually just trying to punch you in the head or trying to kick you in the face or whatever it is. Whereas now I'm going in with Paddy and Paddy's trying to punch my head off and I'm trying to do the same to him. And I'm also doing it against someone that I actually like. So that's obviously a strange dynamic as well. But I think the big thing is football was easy because we've done it since we were kids. I can do football with my eyes closed. So when we've got a charity football match, I'll go for a few runs. I'll have a little stretch. I'll do a little bit just to make sure that I'm fit enough for the game. And then the mind takes over. Whereas this, the mind's ticking on overdrive because I'm trying to put the cogs together. So it's kind of like, all right, I know I need to keep my hands up. I need to work the jab. I need to step this way. I need to step that way. And when you're trying to put it all together, that's all good in training because you're doing it bit by bit. Then when you step in the ring for a spar, you're trying to put it all together against someone, a pro. I've sparred with a pro that's 9-0. It's totally different because he's catching me with shots. I feel like I'm doing the right things, but he's catching me with shots, and all of a sudden you're then getting protective, you're overprotecting, you're showing him too much. And I think that's the big thing. It's boxing is a discipline where keeping your form is the most valuable thing because you keep your form, you're a bit more relaxed, you got more of a chance. Football is different because if you're having a bit of a bad time in football, you got 10 teammates to help you, or you can maybe just try and, I don't know, if you're a skillful player, try and beat someone and make something happen. In boxing, there's no one to help you. You have to do it yourself. So if you're not prepared and you're not doing it the right way and you're doing off-the-cuff kind of stuff, you might be lucky with an off-the-cuff hook or something like that. Yeah, you might land a good shot. But if you're going in there and you're going off-the-cuff, which neither of us are doing, you're going to be in for a long 6 minutes.
So how are you feeling about those 3 rounds?
I'm really excited for it. Listen, on the night, it might be a combination of nerves, anxiety, wanting to get going against actually being nervous. Like if he beats me, there's always going to be those things because it's something we've never experienced. I stepped onto a football pitch. Every time I stepped onto a football pitch, I always had an anxiety in the tunnel because I wanted to get going. Not a nervousness about what I'm going to do out there, but I always wanted to get going. I just wonder if that kind of anxiety will kick in when I'm doing the ring walk and I'm doing this long 3-minute ring walk and I'm looking at Paddy in the ring or whatever and I'm waiting to get going. I just wonder if that same thing will kick in.
So hopefully it will. Hopefully you're going to have that adrenaline side of things. But on the night, obviously hopefully raising so much money for such an incredible event. You're going to be walking down. It's going to be like ring, lights. You're the opening fight. You're starting all of this off. What are you most looking forward to come the 18th of October?
Well, that's the thing. I said, because we're the opening fight, obviously we only found out today that we're the opening fight. There's no level of kind of understanding everyone else's level. because at the moment I'm sparring with pros. Paddy's probably sparring with pros. So actually, like, we don't know the level yet because I haven't sparred against a normal civilian. So because we're the guinea pig, shall we say, everyone's going to have a look at us, see the way we do it, see if we gas out after 2 rounds or 3 rounds. And I think they'll be making markers, whereas we've not got that. We've just got to go in there, I guess, hammer and tong, go at each other. Whatever your tax is going to be on the night, we're just going to have to do it and then see how it goes. But I think the big thing is we want to be entertaining because we want the people to get their money's worth. So as much as it's 3 2-minute rounds and, you want to be sensible, still want to put on a show. I don't want to stand there and just jab. I want to put on a show. I want to make sure that the people are entertained, that we've put on a good show and that the next ones are all going to be sellouts as well. But first of all, I want to win. And that's it. And that's the thing that brings it out of you. Whatever your plan is, if you feel like you're losing on the card, you'll end up swinging wild shots. You'll end up doing whatever you can to try and get back into the fight. So hopefully I'm not doing that on the night. But if it needs to be, I'll fight and win any way I have to.
So how does it feel having like that fighting intensity, but like involved in like so much of a schedule, set routine? Obviously you went from being a footballer, professional, day in, day out, having that routine to retiring, doing different things, TV, media, and now you're back into serious training, sports, being dedicated, getting ready to get in that ring, getting ready to fight a friend. How is all of that?
It's brilliant having it back. I've been fortunate enough that since retiring, I've worked for Sky Sports. I'm a football agent as well. So I'm always in football conversations, going to games, watching this, watching. So I feel like I'm always around it. Even though I'm not in that changing room, which you miss sometimes, I'm still around it. So I haven't missed that side too much. But the fitness side, what you're talking about, the training side, that's the bit where I'm like, I don't have a goal. I don't have anything to aim for. So when I go, I'll go in the gym and I'll maybe go through the motions and do a little YouTube workout, or I'll do something and then I won't go in for a week and then I'll go in for another 2 weeks. Very sporadic with my training. Whereas with this, as soon as it came up, I was buzzing for it. I'm before we even got to the main training sessions, I was on YouTube watching tutorials of, just the basics of keeping your hands up, the ways to throw punches. And then when I got in the gym, I was trying to do the right things, got told, you're doing this, but you're doing this wrong. And then just tried to adapt it. But the fact that I'm learning the whole time keeps me stimulated. If I went in there and thought I knew it all, then I'd probably be like, yeah. And I'd probably be going through the motions. Whereas because I'm giving it, like I say, everything I've got, hammer and tong, learning so much from a former world and British champion in Wayne Elcock, who I'm fortunate to be training with every day, getting in the ring with his son, who's going to fight for a national championship soon. So yeah, I'm loving every minute. I'm loving the camaraderie of being in a boxing gym rather than football. Seeing the young lads, and it's weird because even with the way I am around them, I'm the old guy, like 40-year-old guy around 16-year-olds, 15-year-olds, 13-year-olds, and it's just nice to be part of that and be part of something again. And that's what's driven us all on, I think, that kind of challenge of trying to be the best at something again, even though we know we're not going to be. But if I don't aim for the top, I'm never going to train properly. So that's my thing. I've gone in there thinking I want to be world heavyweight champion. I know I'm not going to be, but if I train like that, then only the good's going to come out of it.
And then just finally, we heard obviously today that there's going to be like a lot of like the boxing professionals from the boxing world coming in. Obviously, you're all going to have all your football friends, footballers that are going to come in and support your families. What does it feel like with this sort of very like cohesive blend of like football and boxing?
Yeah, I think they've often been synonymous in terms of you get a lot of boxers that wanted to be footballers and footballers that either fought or wanted to be boxers. And again, it's similar as well. Like there's probably a lot of boxers that sit there at home watching us play football and say, oh, what's he doing this? Why didn't he play down the line? Whatever. And then us that are watching boxing at home and saying, oh, why didn't he throw the left jab? Why didn't he duck? Why didn't he... Like we all think we know each other, know it, but we're actually more similar than we think. And I think that's why boxers and footballers, all coming together, be a good event, great people. But the other side of it is, because we're in front of those, more so probably the boxers than the footballers, you don't embarrass yourself, you don't want to lose. So you don't want to lose for yourself anyway, but I want to put on a show because my coach has been working hard with me every day for the last few weeks. I don't want to let him down. And at the same time, I want to make sure that I'm doing the right thing so that when these boxers are watching me, they show me a bit of respect. Actually, he's only had a 6-week camp, but he's done really well. I want that kind of respect. The footballers, you don't want to be embarrassed with your mates that you played with are going to be hammering you on the group chat and stuff like that. But I want to put on a show where, listen, I get respect from whatever I've done in the ring, win, lose or draw. they get respect for what I've put in, the body of work that I've put together in that 6 minutes of the fight. And I want to earn that respect and, like I say, get the night started really well.
Is there any fighters that you've been like, right, just give me advice, give me your top tips for the night? I need to know what to do.
Well, it's just like Wayne speaks to me every day and he gives me little tips here and there. But his biggest thing is, whatever I teach you here and there, it's going to be about wanting it on the night. He said, whoever wants it the most, because you've only had a short camp, Paddy's only had a short camp, you've only been doing this a short time. It's going to be about, yes, you're going to go in there with a plan, but once you're tired, that goes out the window. You're going to need to want it more than him. I feel that I'm ready and I'm in that place. Paddy will feel the same, so let's see who comes out on top of the night.
Do you want it more than him?
I do, of course I do. I'm always going to say that. Every single game I went out, I've had 6 relegations in football. I always wanted to stay up, always thought we were going to do it. Doesn't always go your way, but if I'm doing the right things to make sure that I'm going towards that way, I'll never doubt myself and I'll never, ever, after the fact, be like, oh, you let yourself down. So that's the big thing for me.
Amazing. Seriously, good luck on the 18th. It sounds like it's going to be such a great event for everyone involved.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.